Good morning and happy Thanksgiving 2025, everybody. It is a good day to be alive in America, and we should be thankful if we are living in the United States that we are here because so many people are clamoring. I mean, we've got undocumented people coming, crossing over rivers, deserts, fences, digging tunnels. If this is such a terrible, evil, miserable country, then I would suggest many of us who feel that way about the United States should pack their bags and leave. And don't come back, please. Do not come back. Thank you, God. So anyway, today is a story of really being grateful. And I really want people to kind of pay attention to the obvious here in the United States. I'm driving on the roads here in Los Angeles, California. I'm traveling through the city of Gardena, borderline street separating Gardena from the city of Carson, California. And I'm on my way to my buddy's home in Manhattan Beach. And he's gonna go bike riding with his daughter, and I have an electric bike for him to ride on. He doesn't have one. As wealthy as this man is, he doesn't even have an electric bike, but he's got a beautiful, full-size, the biggest Mercedes-Benz SUV that is on sale at the Mercedes dealership. But anyway, getting back to the whole thing, there's so many people on the road today traveling. There's so many students at university, and we all seem to be able to get along in these environments. But for some reason, we get on social media and totally disregard all of this cooperation and coordination that we do amongst each other without a whole lot of hostility and a whole lot of angst. We get along pretty well because we are civilized, and in civilization there are rules that you have to abide by in order to get along and to be able to do what you got to do. And I don't know if any of you guys noticed, nobody bothers you when you're doing what you're supposed to do. But when you start doing stuff that is going to be trouble to somebody, then we have a problem. And so what I'm seeing now is people are creating in their own imaginations and in their imaginations of those who care to listen to these people talk on social media, hostility where there's really no fight, there's no oppression. And let me just give you the perfect example, or at least the perfect example that just occurred to me yesterday. I was in Altadena digging a trench to install my rough plumbing drain system at this house. And in so doing, I had to dig. And the dirt resisted my efforts to dig, and I ran into the foundation, and the foundation resisted. So I had to go from using a shovel where the dirt resisted my advancing to get my pipes where I needed them to go in order for this house to be an acceptable product of somebody being able to occupy and live. So I really hated the fact that I had to move this dirt because the dirt was in the way of me getting what I needed to get. So I would say that the dirt was racist to what I wanted to do, because there were no white people trying to get this pipe in there. There was no Mexicans trying to get this pipe installed. It was my black behind trying to get this pipe where I needed it to go. And so the earth in Altadena is racist to Negroes. And in fact, it's so racist, it resisted every effort that I did to get my pipe in the ground where I wanted it to go. And this all the way, this earth has existed going back to slavery. I mean, Abraham Lincoln knew about this land, and he didn't provide me with provisions to overcome this. I had to go in with a hammer and a shovel to get this pipe in. But the earth could care less my thoughts on what I felt about its interfering with my plans. Didn't matter. And because it didn't matter, only thing I could do is continue doing what I needed to do to get along, to do what I wanted to do. Because I want to have a good life. And if I'm going to have a good life, I'm not going to allow some racist soil to get in the way of me doing what I got to do. So when you guys go to university and you look around the classroom, you see all these people from different ethnicities, ethnic groups, all different walks of life. You guys know how to get along. And you know how to do the work. Because you don't get in university by being a dummy. But for some reason, when you guys get there, you guys go to sleep. And instead of asking questions to the teacher, why should I give a damn about what somebody thinks about me? When ultimately, going to work in these industries, doing whatever I need to do to get along, even if the customer hates me as a Negro, but I'm an electrician and I gave the best bid, he has the track record of performance that, you know what, even though I hate niggas, this Negro, he's been building houses faster than any white man ever could. He's been doing plumbing faster and cheaper than anybody could. I'm gonna hire him. He's a nigga. His wife, why you gonna give his shit? Look, sweetie, giving this job to this nigga's gonna save me $20,000. Now, unless you're willing to give me $20,000, shut the fuck up and let's get this nigga on our job. That's how you end up destroying races. Man's gonna save him some money and he's gonna rethink his racist views, because when it boils down, pretty much that universal thing called money, it is a leveling of the playing field. When your butt gets enough dollars in your hand to where you can buy into neighborhoods where you couldn't afford to buy them because you didn't have the money. And the reason why you didn't have the money, you didn't have the wisdom to make money or the knowledge of how to get that kind of money, to amass that kind of fortune. Couldn't do it. That's how you eliminate racism. But I just think racism is the figment of the imagination of weak-minded people who are looking for a hero and they are looking to be victims. They love blaming their failure, their lack of success, their lack of really doing anything positive with their lives on somebody's intervention. And what better way to do it with this thing called racism? You know, they are racist. That's the reason why I can't get a job. No, you can't get a job because you play video games too damn much. I have a son. He's been playing video games since probably age 7. And he goes to work, cleans tables at a restaurant, goes home, and he continues to play video games. For the 10 years after age 20 that he's been pretty much doing the same thing, he could have gotten a degree or certification. He didn't have to necessarily go to university. He could have got a certification where he is fully skilled at doing HVAC work. After he got that, he could have got another certification where he's fully certified as an HVAC contractor. He could have also gotten a degree in plumbing where he could have got certified. All of these things are readily available because now we have smartphones, we've got online education, and we have people like me that are willing to teach you and pay you at the very same time. I tell you, I got a guy, he's from the Middle East. He looks like a white dude, but he's not a white dude. He's from the Middle East. He's Armenian. And he's divorced, got screwed over by a woman because the woman filed for divorce. He didn't want a divorce. He wanted to remain married to this woman. But for some reason, she just didn't want to let the marriage work. She bailed out on him. And she was a Latino girl. So it wasn't an Armenian woman that he married. He married a homegrown American, Mexican, American woman. She was born and raised here. Her own experience was the culture of the United States. And she didn't want to be married. She wanted to be in these streets, and she got her wish. Now he doesn't want her back because she's been out there in the streets. He said, I don't see any value in trying to reconcile with this woman. And I'm not sure. I never got deep into his background, if they had kids or not. I don't think they did. Marriage didn't last that long. But he's very, he's really sad. And he's very sad to the point where I keep telling him, man, you need to get your shoulders back and get your head up, and let's get you together on the money side of things. And in the course of doing that, you can learn some lessons that I've learned. I've learned them the hard way. You can learn them the easy way. All you got to do is listen to my stories and pay attention to the lessons that are in there, and you're going to be all right. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And it's at a point where we're getting to the difficult part of the training, and he's just not making himself available. So I may have a spot open for somebody to come, and believe it or not, apprentice pay, $30 an hour to start. $30 an hour to start. That's how much this young man was making. And, but I'm pro-black. But I'm not so pro-black that I'm chasing after black men to train. I'm looking for anybody who's willing to learn and who's willing to do whatever it takes to get through the training. Because part of my training is not just teaching you the trade. I'm going to teach you discipline. I'm going to teach you focus. And I'm going to actually test out your resolve to learn. And I may say some things that I truly don't even mean, but I may provoke you to where your feelings are going to get hurt. You're going to get upset. You're going to think I'm the meanest person in the world. You're going to call me, he's evil, he's mean. I don't see why he has to do this. Well, that's the whole problem. You don't see why I have to do this, but there's a reason behind everything that I do with my employees. But getting back to the whole point of the video today, I just hope you guys can be thankful. Racism, if you're living in the United States, it's in the imaginations of people that just don't want to get along. They want to blame people for their failure, because if you look at the landscape, you can figure out what you need to do to survive, and you can figure out what you need to do to thrive. It's all about, are you going to do it or not? And if you're going to do it, no racist person is going to get in your way, because this society is so stratified. We have so many people in so many high places. If you need to run into an Armenian person who can help you get yourself together, they're there. If you need to find a black man or a black woman to help get you into a company to go to work, they are there. If you need a Mexican, I mean, there's no place a person who is genuinely wanting to have success where you can go. When I got kicked out of PA school at Stanford University, I didn't have time to worry about these racist folks over there. I had a wife and 4 kids to take care of, to worry about. And nobody really cared that I was kicked out of the program as a result of racist views. I was railroaded out of the program. But even with that being said, I still managed to not just survive, but I thrived. I started doing handiwork, which evolved into doing specialized work like plumbing. And then I got into electrical after that. And then from there, I got into HVAC. And all of these men that I worked for, the HVAC guy was a brother, black dude. The electrician who trained me in electrical was a white dude. And the plumber who trained me in plumbing was a brother. It was a black guy. All these men helped me, and it didn't really cost them really anything other than a little loss of time before I got proficient. And then it was after I got proficient at doing what they were training me to do that they got their money back, and they got it back tenfold because I was able to work independent of them giving me the training. Once I got it loaded up in my memory bank and in my hands and in my skills, it was at a point where now we're doing the big payback. And I was so thankful that I just was willing to work for free, just to show them how thankful I was. But every time that I offered to work for free for these men, they still paid me. They put the money in my hand and insisted, please take it. Thank you. You have been a blessing to my business, and I'm so glad to have met you. And to me, that was the most beautiful thing about my encounter, that I felt more as an ambassador of black people, that I'm not upset that in me going through these training sessions or being employed by these men, that even if they paid me just lunch and dinner, or lunch and gave me something to go home with, a sandwich or something, that would have been enough for me. But we've got Negroes on welfare receiving full benefits, Section 8, food cards. All you gotta do is go down to the store and get stuff. And when you have these opportunities, you don't take advantage of the fact that I don't have to really do a whole lot to take care of my bare necessities. Now, since I have that covered, and I got an Obama phone. Barack gave everybody free phones. And even with that, you Negroes cannot just Google, how can I be certified in computer technology? How can I become a plumber without having to go to school? How can I get certified as a plumber? How can I get certified as an electrician? How can I get certified as HVAC? How can I get certified doing fire sprinklers? There's all of these things that you could get and avail yourself to. All you have to do is clean your mind of this notion of racism and replace it with, what can I do to, and then whatever you say you want to do. You want to be a rapper? You need to learn poetry. You need to study. You need to read a dictionary on a regular basis. You know, listening to videos and listening to other people and what they do will be helpful. But if you are serious about converting these things that for most people are hobbies and, you know, like good pastimes, you do it. It's like when I go to 24 Hour Fitness to do my exercises, I see a lot of people playing basketball. You know, they're good players there, but it's not to the level of being a professional where some scout is going to come to 24 Hour Fitness and, he could play for the Lakers. No, it's just for fitness. It's just for fun competition. You know, it's casual work. You're just doing it, and you really don't care about making any money doing it one way or the other. If you're serious about getting your lives together, that's what you need to do. Be thankful. You live in one of the greatest countries that ever was created on the face of this earth. And the only thing that keeps you from enjoying the bounty of being here is you. I mean, look at all these beautiful homes in this neighborhood. Beautiful homes. Beautiful homes all over the place. And the whole street is full of people. These homes are super duper expensive. And throughout this whole neighborhood, the city of Manhattan Beach, I don't know if they really have too many houses that are vacant in the city of Manhattan Beach. This is Manhattan Beach, y'all. I just really hope and pray that if we see super exclusive neighborhoods like this being full of people, I guarantee you most of these people probably work their asses off to be here. Work their asses off. They're not looking for EBT. They're not looking for Trump to change anything. They're basically doing what they got to do. And if the environment changes, they're going to figure out a way to adapt to it. Because that's just what I did. When I was running my business, when they raised the minimum wage, I had to cut bodies. And then I basically had to work even longer hours to make up for the labor that I lost. But I saved a lot of money. And eventually, I started orienting myself to doing jobs where I wouldn't need help at all. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I just hope you guys would heed this message and stop making excuses on why you're failing. It's not the thoughts and ideas in the minds. It's not the actions that white people are doing, because I don't see too many white people snatching up people and hanging them. Talk to you soon. Peace.